Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. I've just finished watching Sharks versus Bordeaux Begles, and Sharks just tore them to pieces. My word. Bordeaux were nowhere. They were nowhere. Absolutely shocking. They really were shocking. It was just a pure walkover. Don't get me wrong, that Sharks team is stacked full of Springboks. It's a very, very good Sharks team. But I don't think it should have been that easy for the Sharks. They really did have such an easy time at it. And just going through the game, it was just Sharks onslaught from the minute we got going. I mean, I don't even think Bordeaux had the ball for more than 10 seconds once in the first 20 minutes of the game. It was all Sharks. Everything was Sharks. Anything and everything was going Sharks' favour. The scrums, the set pieces, the attacking play. Defensively, Sharks were all over Bordeaux. They just couldn't get going. Bordeaux they really struggled, and clearly Sharks made use of their home ground advantage and just completely dominated Bordeaux. Final score, 32 points, 32 points to 3, and Bordeaux were lucky for those 3 as well, if we're honest. So just running you through that game, Lionel Cronje came in last minute to replace Kieran Bosch. Kieran Bosch had to pull out right last minute. So Lionel Cronje came into his position and slotted a penalty goal in the 7th minute. And I don't understand why it was only the 7th minute that Sharks scored their first points. But nonetheless, Jaden Hendrickson then went over for a try after a good scrum from the Sharks. They led to a free kick, and he tapped and just ran to the corner, put it over. Easy try for Jaden Hendrickson. And then the exact same thing basically happened 10 minutes later in the 23rd minute, where Sharks had a scrum on the far side, the opposite side, and then straight out of the scrum he just went around and dodged it down yet again for another try. So Jaden Hendrickson 2 tries at 23 minutes, and then Lionel Cronje converted that as well. And then the discipline was shocking already for Bordeaux, giving away so many penalties. Every scrum was basically a penalty. Every single time the Sharks got onto their 5-metre line, they were giving away penalties the whole time. And eventually, Luke Pearce, the ref, he got a bit bored of their poor discipline, and that's when you just started seeing the cards flow for the game. Vautoa got a yellow card in the 30th minute, which resulted in Grobler scoring a try in the 32nd minute. And as he scored that try as well, there was cynical play by Maynadier of Bordeaux, who also then received another yellow card for Bordeaux in the 32nd minute, and Cronje then converted that goal in the 33rd minute. So in half-time, we went in at 22-0, Bordeaux down to 13 men at that point for their poor discipline. And then moving on to the second half, we then saw the only thing I can give Bordeaux, a resurgence in being able to play rugby, basically. And Lucu, the captain of Bordeaux, basically led the charge, as it were, and he managed to score a penalty goal. His kicking was shocking today, but he eventually managed to put this over, and put the ball over in the 43rd minute, just to sort of get a little bit of points towards Bordeaux's favour. And they should have scored a try, I think, because they were really dominant for those first 10 minutes after the second half. But then, just as quickly as they were dominant, they just fell back into the trap of being ill-disciplined yet again, and Sharks capitalised once more. Garcia got a yellow card in the 51st minute, and then in the 57th minute, Kazoo also got a yellow card, and as a result, they were down to 13 men for the second time in the match. And Potgieter then started his little onslaught in the 58th minute, scored a try, and then 3 minutes later, scored another try, taking the Sharks up to 32 points. And that was the last points of the game. Then for the last 20 minutes was just scrappy rugby, really. But I mean, Bordeaux were lucky not to have conceded more. But yeah, it was really scrappy rugby in the end, but very, very comfortable for Sharks in the at the end of that match. And Bordeaux just basically running with the tail between their legs, running away from this game, because it was shocking. It was really, really, really shocking. Just key points from the game. I would say Sia Khaleesi was a big standout. Lucanio Am in the last 30 minutes is also brilliant. Mapimpi, good defensively. Attacking-wise, was unfortunate not to have scored. What other standouts? Jaden Hendrickson was great in that first half. Easily the best player in that first half. And Lecouf for Bordeaux was about the only person who stood out a little bit. But even then, he made some big mistakes as well. So yeah, not much for Bordeaux to take home and be happy about at all from that game. Another very interesting thing was, for some unknown reason, Lecouf claimed to Luke Pearce that he was, or to the sideline ref, that he was getting his eye gouged in one of the pieces of play. And so somehow, like a player referral, Luke Pierce decides to go to the TMO to go and look at it. It was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen. Truth finds its way through, and we can't see any evidence of such happening. And I said at the time, I said, surely if a player's going to make an accusation like that, and you can't find proof of it, you're going to have to warn that player about thing and put him on final warning. Because how can you stop? Like we stopped for like a good 3-4 minutes looking at this, trying to find this supposed incident. Nonetheless, eventually the rugby got going again. But yeah, so yeah, very, very easy game for the Champions Cup for Sharks. Sharks make a 3 from 3, 32.23 against Bordeaux, Begles. And you've been watching Forever Sports or Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and I've been Mark. And yeah, a great game for the Sharks, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do from now. Cheers.